to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening and welcome. The June 25th, 2024 meeting of the Jackson Township Council will now come to order. Councilman Borelli?
Here.
Councilman Bernstein?
Here.
Councilman Chisholm?
Here.
Council Vice President Sargent?
Present.
And Council President Kuhn.
Here.
As clerk of this meeting, I hereby publicly announce, in compliance with provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been advertised in the manner prescribed by law. We'll open with comments from
Thank you.
Council.
First, I would like to request a motion to amend tonight's agenda to include Resolution 244-24, whereas Ben Schaefer Recreations has presented a written proposal for the Township of Jackson dated June 18th, proposal number 4912 and 4888 for the improvements to Johnson Park Playground, and whereas the proposal was in accord with co-op bid in the amount of $637,892.75, and whereas an additional therefore vendor has further submitted a proposal for installation of Durafloor 3.5-inch and 6-inch material in the amount of $302,311.20 in accordance with the state contract.
Thank you. I need a motion, please.
I'll make a motion. Second.
Roll call.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Bernstein?
Yes.
Councilman Chisholm?
Yes.
Council Vice President Sargent?
Yes.
And Council President Kuhn.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to open with open comments. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, and distinguished members of the Jackson Township Police Department, it is with great pride and joy that we gather here today to celebrate a significant milestone in the lives of many within our police department. Today, we recognize the dedication and hard work of our newly hired police officers, as well as those who have earned promotions in the ranks of sergeant, lieutenant, and captain. First and foremost, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our new police officers. Congratulations on joining the Jackson Township Police Department. Your commitment to upholding the law, serving the community, and protecting our citizens is truly commendable. You have chosen a noble profession and demand courage, integrity, and unwavering sense of duty. As you embark on this journey, I know that you have full support and confidence. We look forward to witnessing your growth and contribution to our community. To our newly promoted sergeants, your advancement is a testament to your hard work, leadership, and dedication. You have proven yourself as capable officers and role models for your peers. As sergeants, you will now take the greater responsibility, guiding and mentoring the next generation of officers. Your leadership will be crucial in maintaining the high standards of our department, and we trust that you will continue to lead with honor and integrity. To the officers promoted to lieutenant, this achievement reflects your exceptional skills, strategic thinking, and unwavering commitment to the public safety. You have demonstrated the ability to lead, manage, and inspire those around you. In your new role, you will be instrumental in shaping the policies and strategies that encourage the safety and security of our community. We are confident that you will rise to the challenges and excel in your new position. Finally, to our new appointed captain, your promotion is a recognition of your outstanding service, leadership, and dedicated to our department. As a captain, you will be at the forefront of the efforts to protect and serve Jackson Township. Your experience, wisdom, and strategic vision will be vital in guiding our department through the complex and modern law enforcement. We have no doubt that you will lead with distinction and continue to set a shining example for all. Today's ceremony is not just about individual achievement, but also about the collective strength and unity our police department has. Each of you, whether new to the force or stepping into a new rank, plays a crucial role in our mission to serve and protect. Your hard work, sacrifice, and dedication are the foundations of our community, safety, and trust. As you move forward in your careers, remember that you are part of a proud tradition and service of excellence. Continue to uphold the values, integrity, and courage and respect that defines our department. Your leadership and commitment will ensure that Jackson Township remains a safe and welcoming place for all its residents. In closing, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to all of you. Your achievements are well-deserved, and we are immensely proud of each and every one of you. Thank you, and have a safe night home.
Vice President Sargent.
Good evening. Ms. Kuhn, President Kuhn basically said it all. The new police department officers are going to do a great job, and all the promotions are welcome. All the family that's here, it's an amazing thing to watch police officers in action, and I know you get to see it firsthand every single day. So with the leadership of Chief Kuntz, I'm sure that all new officers will do a fine job, and all the existing officers will continue to do the great job that they do. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Councilman Borelli.
Thank you, Clerk Moss. Congratulations to all the police officers who've been promoted and your families as well, and the 2 new police officers. You're all in our thoughts and prayers as you go about protecting and serving our great town of Jackson. I always like to say that JTPD is second to none in the state. Township administration and the governing bodies support you. Thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you. Councilman Bernstein.
Really, after the first 3 council members, there's not much left to be said, but I do want to take a minute and thank the mayor and administration for making these promotions and these hirings possible. It's their constant work and devotion to Jackson that we're able to continue to grow our police department. Special, I guess, thank you for everyone for their service in the past. Lots of continued success out there on the streets. A special call out and shout out to the former PBA president. I guess it is Jeff Hemba. The PBA will be missing, but I'm sure your replacement in the PBA will do a phenomenal job, and I'm sure our department will continue to be the best department in New Jersey. God bless.
Thank you. Councilman Chisholm.
Good evening. So welcome aboard to our newest members. I certainly wish you a long and safe career here serving the good people and residents of Jackson. It's an honorable position, and we thank you for your willingness to come and serve, and I'm sure you'll do a great job. Of course, to all of our newly promoted sergeants, lieutenants, captains, again, thank you for all your previous years of service here to Jackson and all of our residents. Congratulations on your new roles. We look forward to what you're going to achieve going forward, and we thank you for your accomplishments so far. And, I hate to point anybody else out, but I do want to congratulate my friend, Captain George Fidelis. Good job, George. Appreciate you. While I had the mic here before everybody else leaves, because I know you're all going to bolt, I did just want to say thank you to the mayor, the clerk, the administrator, fellow council members, department heads, the staff throughout the town. I lost my mom last week, and the Jackson Police Department, everybody else that came out and just offered their support. I really thank you on behalf of the entire Chisholm clan, and you made a tough time a little bit more bearable. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. Honorable Mayor Michael Reyna.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is very, very heartwarming to see so many wonderful people in the room. Council has basically gave you their feelings, and now we give you mine. The men and women in the Jackson Police Department know we support them 100%. I don't think there's a township that stands behind the department the way we do. But tonight I'd like to acknowledge you, the families, and thank you for all that you put up with and allowing them to serve. Jackson is a safe place. It's a kind place now because of you all. These men and women are out every day, all kinds of weather. Doesn't matter if it's a holiday. We appreciate that. We're spending time away from you all, especially little. Everybody know, God bless them too. But really, it's a time to say thank you to the families. You make it happen. You make them, when they leave, we know you're praying the same way we are. And to all of you, it's a blue night, it's a good blue night. I'm proud of each and every one. Thank you, stay safe. Love you all.
We'll now continue with the oaths of office presented by Mayor Reyna.
The public safety director will announce them. And then I'll
Perfect.
more than happy to swear them. Thank you.
Joe, do you need a mic?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Director Candido, Jackson Township Police Department. First, I'd like to thank the mayor and the administration for this wonderful evening, the promotions, the new hires, well needed and well deserved by the men and women that are being promoted, men tonight. Council, thank you for your support. I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done as well. To the families, thank you for supporting them. It is a hard job, 30 years of doing this, and it takes a lot. And it takes a lot of toll on the families as well. So thank you for the support that you give them. I'm going to start off with the new hires. Bradley Benito, come on up. Bradley has been with the Jackson Township Police Department since November of 2023 as a Class 2 Special Law Enforcement Officer and has over 2 years of law enforcement experience. Bradley was born in Freehold Township, New Jersey, and graduated from Freehold Township High School in 2020. While attending Freehold Township High School, he was a member of the National Honor Society and a varsity athlete in both wrestling and winter and spring track and field. Bradley is currently attending Stockton University to receive a bachelor's degree in criminal justice with a concentration in Homeland Security. While attending Stockton, Bradley was a member of the Division III Stockton University track and field team. Bradley was previously employed by the Avon by the Sea Police Department as a Class 1 and Class 2 Special Police Officer from October 21 to November of 2023. Bradley is a graduate of the 44th Basic Course for Special Law Enforcement, Officer 1, and the 104th Basic Course for Police Officers, and the 55th Special Law Enforcement Officers class of Monmouth County Police Academy. Congratulations.
I, Bradley Benito,
I, Bradley Benito,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and in this state
in the United States and this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform the duties as police officer
perform the duties as police officer
of Jackson Township
of Jackson Township
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Trevor Fox, come on up. Trevor started at the Jackson Township Police Department in November of 2023 as a Class 2 Special Law Enforcement Officer with previous experience in Long Beach Township. Trevor grew up in Barnegat, New Jersey, where he graduated high school in 2020, completed as a varsity athlete in both baseball and soccer. Trevor then worked in the electrical trades for 3 years before beginning his career in law enforcement. Trevor began his law enforcement career at Long Beach Township Police Department as a Class 1 Special Officer. Completed Summer Class 1 Officer, and then joined the Summer Class 2 Ocean County Officer, Class of 52, of May of 2023, where he completed that. Congratulations, Trevor.
I state your name.
I, Trevor Fox,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform all the duties as police officer
perform all the duties as police
for
officer
the Township of Jackson,
in the Township of Jackson,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Officer Gravina. Officer Gravina was born in New York, where he moved to Jackson in 2023 and is a Jackson Liberty High School graduate, class of 2011. Robert obtained his associate's degree from Ocean County College in 2014. From 2015 to 2018, he worked for the New Jersey Department of Corrections before he was hired by the Jackson Township Police Department in March of 2018. During his time with the department, Robert has been a field training officer, vice president of the Jackson PBA 168, served in the department's honor guard, and has received specialized crash training as in the department part-time traffic safety unit. Robert has also received multiple department awards to include a life-saving award. Congratulations, sir. On your promotion to sergeant.
This is a good night. We found out whose this one belongs to. I state your name.
I, Robert Gravina,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
as sergeant
as sergeant
for the Jackson Township Police Department
for the Jackson Township Police Department
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my
So
ability.
help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Officer Hemba. No more headaches anymore now. Patrolman Hemba was born and raised in Jackson Township, where he still resides. Jeff is a graduate of 1999 Jackson Memorial High School. Following high school, he attended Ocean County College, where he received his associate's degree in criminal justice. In January of 2001, Jeff went to the Ocean County Police Academy for Bayhead Police Department and graduated in May of 2001. He then worked for Manahawkin Police Department as a Class 2 officer from 2001 until 2004, where he was hired full-time at Manahawkin. On April 17, 2006, he was appointed to the Jackson Township Police Department. Spent the majority of his time in the Patrol Division and moved into the Traffic Safety Division in January of 2023, where he is currently assigned. During Jeff's time with the Jackson Township Police Department, he has received a number of department awards, multiple unit citations, 2011 Mothers Against Drunk Driving Award, 2011 New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety Award for most DWI arrests in Jackson Township, Officer of the Year Award in 2016, two-time PBA Member of the Year Award. Jeff proudly served on the PBA Executive Board for several years and most recently as the PBA President for the past 3 years. Jeff was the captain of the PBA softball team for 15 years and has been in the PBA. Yeah. And the PBA golf outing chairman for the past 15 years, which he's done a tremendous job with that. Jeff is an active member of the community, participating in numerous charity events benefiting worthy causes. Some hobbies Jeff enjoys spending most of his time with his 2 kids and coaching their sports. He also enjoys playing a lot of golf and softball, and that's not a lie. Jeff is supported by his 2 kids, Annabella and Dalton, his parents, Dennis and Patricia, his sister, Christy, and many family members and friends. Congratulations, Sergeant Hemba.
Fast. I state your name.
I, Jeff Henba,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States and in this state,
in the United States and this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly
impartially, and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
as sergeant
as sergeant
for the Jackson Township Police Department,
for the Jackson Township Police Department,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Officer Basso. Mike is an amazing individual. Police Officer Mike Basso is a loving husband and father of 2 children. He was a longtime Jackson resident, graduating from Jackson Memorial High School in 2008. He then enlisted into the United States Marine Corps, serving 4 years on active duty. Following his military service, he was a volunteer firefighter with the Jackson Mills Fire Company before being hired by the Jackson Township Police Department in 2015. Within the police department, Officer Basso has served as a field training officer, special response team operator, counterterrorism coordinator, police explorer post advisor, honor guard commander, wow, that's a mouthful, physical training instructor, Memorial Day Parade coordinator, PBA veterans liaison, and is a member of the elite bike unit. Congratulations, Officer Basso, now Sergeant.
I state your name.
I, Michael Basso,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
to the governments established
to the governments established
in the United States and in this state,
in the United States and this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly perform
impartially, and justly perform
all the duties as sergeant
all the duties of sergeant
of the Jackson Township Police Department,
of the Jackson Township Police Department,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Sergeant.
Officer Cochiera. Mike moved to Jackson Township from Staten Island, New York in 2009. This is when he began attending Jackson Memorial High School and graduated in the class of 2013. Mike was a police explorer for the Jackson Township Police Department, where he rose to the rank of chief of the program. This was while he attended high school and college at Ocean County College, where he majored in criminal justice. Mike was hired as a Class 1 special police officer for the Bradley Beach Police Department. While working for this agency, he enlisted in the United States Army Reserve as a military policeman and eventually deployed to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Mike now holds the rank of sergeant in the Army Reserves and has transitioned to a new position as a counterintelligence special agent, which is another law enforcement position, giving him the ability to investigate national security crimes. Mike was hired by the Jackson Township Police Department in 2016 and graduated from Class 103 of the Ocean County Police Academy. Mike served in the Uniformed Services Division in the patrol capacity before being loaned to the Drug Enforcement Administration as a task force officer in 2023. This is where he participated in some high-level drug trafficking investigations, which resulted in multi-kilo seizures. While being in patrol, Mike served as a field training officer to train and mentor new officers, completing training to perform duties as a crime scene technician, investigated matters in regards to the welfare of animals as a certified humane law enforcement officer, was a consistent member of the department's honor guard, assigned to the bicycle patrol unit, the elite bicycle patrol unit, and held an advisor position for Law Enforcement Explorer Post 168, which is the program he was previously in charge of. Mike was also elected to the position of trustee on the executive board for the New Jersey Law Enforcement Explorer Youth Academy and will soon be the coordinator of Phase 2 of this academy. Finally, Mike is a proud father of his 2-year-old son named Vincenzo. Congratulations, sir.
I state your name.
I, Michael Cochera,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same,
and allegiance to the same,
to the governments established
to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially, and justly perform
impartially, and justly perform
all the duties as sergeant
all the duties as sergeant
for the Jackson Township Police Department,
for the Jackson Township Police Department,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, sir.
Sergeant Friedman. I like this one. Sergeant Friedman is a military brat whose father served in the United States Air Force and the Army. He was born in upstate New York at Plattsburgh Air Force Base and then moved to New Jersey at the age of 2 before moving to Germany at the age of 7. He spent 10 years in Germany before eventually moving to Texas, where he graduated from Gatesville High School in 1995. He then moved to Florida, where he attended Florida Tech for 2 years before moving back to New Jersey in 1997. He has been a resident of Jackson since 2002. Sergeant Freeman started his law enforcement career in 2000 with the NJDOC as a senior corrections officer. In 2004, left the NJDOC to become a federal police officer for the DOD police at Fort Dix. In 2006, he was hired by Jackson Police in the Patrol Division, where he has worked since. He has spent time on all 3 shifts. He was promoted to sergeant in October 2015, where he served as a shift commander on midnights and day shift. Currently, he is assigned to Bravo and Charlie 2 platoon commander. He also serves as one of the agency's municipal counterterrorism coordinators and was recently assigned to supervise the department's dispatch center. He's supported in his law enforcement career by his wife, Robin, and his 2 sons, Aaron and Joshua. Congratulations, sir.
I state your name.
I, Michael Friedman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same,
to the same,
to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in
and
the
in
United
this state,
United States and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties as lieutenant
all the duties as lieutenant
for the Jackson Township Police Department,
for the Jackson Township Police Department,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Sergeant Miyabi. Fred was born in Neptune, New Jersey, to Furman and Elke Miyabi, who are both unfortunately deceased. After being born, his family moved to Brooklyn, New York, where they resided for several years before coming to New Jersey after his mother's passing. Fred attended and graduated from Jackson Memorial High School in 1993 and still resides in Jackson. Fred began his law enforcement career in 1996 as a Class II Special for the Jackson Township Police Department, where he served in this position for 4 years before taking a position with the New Jersey Department of Corrections in 2000 as a senior corrections officer at Albert C. Wagner State Youth Correctional Facility. Not long after that, Fred was hired as a full-time police officer with Jackson Township. During his career, Fred has been assigned to all 3 shifts within the patrol division. During his appointment, Fred has also had the honor of being a field training officer, a special response team member for both Jackson Township and the Ocean County Regional SWAT Team, as well as being detached to the Ocean County Prosecutor's Office Special Operations Group, where he took part in numerous high-profile narcotics investigations and arrests. During the course of his career, Fred has received numerous letters of commendation from residents and outside agencies, as well as departmental awards, to include 2 meritorious police service ribbons and an Officer of the Year award. Fred was promoted in October of 2015 to the rank of sergeant, where he served as shift commander on both the afternoon and day shifts for both the Alpha and Bravo platoons. During this time, Fred was tasked with being the gang intelligence supervisor, as well as a public information officer for the agency, a position he shares with now Lieutenant Friedman still to this day. Currently, Fred is assigned to the Alpha Charlie 1 commander. He's supported in his law enforcement career by his children, Jared and Alicia, and close friends who are also in attendance. Okay, Fred. Fred wanted to point out that when he was promoted to sergeant in 2015, the Mets were preparing for Game 1 of the World Series. Although that isn't going to happen this year, he's looking forward to the Mets beating the Yankees tonight in their annual Subway Series.
I state your name. I, Fred Miave. Would you spell it? Sure. Do solemnly swear. Do solemnly swear. That I will support the Constitution. I will support the Constitution. Of the United States. Of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. And the Constitution of the State of New Jersey. That I will bear true faith. That I will bear true faith. And allegiance to the same. And allegiance to the same. And to the governments established. To the governments established. In the United States and in this state. United States and this state. Under the authority of the people. The authority of the people. And that I will faithfully. And I will faithfully. Impartially and justly. Impartially and justly. All the duties. All the duties. As lieutenant. As lieutenant. For the Jackson Township Police Department. For the Jackson Township Police Department. According to the best of my ability. According to the best of my ability. So help me God. So help me God.
Yeah, we saved the best for last. Lieutenant Vidalis. George was born and raised in Jackson Township. George is 1986, graduate of Jackson Memorial High School. He actually did. Following high school, he attended Ocean County College, where he received his associate's degree. George continues his education at Fairleigh-Dickinson University, where he obtained his master's degree. George was appointed to the Jackson Township Police Department in December of 2023 and graduated the Ocean County Police Academy in May of 2004. While spending the majority of his time in Patrol Division, he became an active member in a number of specialized divisions throughout the department, such as the Jackson PD Motorcycle Unit, Emergency Vehicle Operator Instructor for the Ocean County Police Academy, Rifle and Firearms Instructor for the Ocean County Police Academy and Jackson PD Traffic Unit, Ocean County Regional SWAT Team. In September of 2014, George was promoted to sergeant and was assigned to the Patrol Division. In February of 2022, George was promoted to lieutenant and was assigned to the task of Division Commander of the Professional Standards and Internal Affairs Unit. During George's time with the Jackson Police Department, he has received a number of departmental awards, multiple unit citations, multiple command citations, Excellent Duty Award, Life Saving Award, Good Conduct Award, Pistol Expert, Physical Training Award. George is also an active member of our community, participating in charity events, benefiting worthy causes. He devotes almost all his free time as an Uber driver, getting his boys to various sporting events. Although he has many hobbies, what he enjoys the most is spending time with his family. George is supported by his wife of 14 years, Tracy, 2 young sons, Christopher and Michael, and many family members and friends. Congratulations.
I state your name.
I, George Vidalis,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution.
that I will support the Constitution
Of the United States.
of the United States
The Constitution of the State of New Jersey.
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
To the same.
to the same
And to the governments established.
and to the governments established
In the United States and in this state.
in the United States and in this state,
Under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people,
That I will faithfully.
and I will faithfully,
Impartially and justly.
partially, and justly
Perform all the duties.
perform all the duties
As captain of the Jackson Township Police Department.
as captain for the Jackson Township Police Department.
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Again, I'd like to thank the mayor and the administration for all the support, and the council as well for all your support. And this concludes our promotions and new hires for this evening. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. All the newly appointed promotions and new hires, please come up here so we can take a picture.
Oh, yes, okay, sure.
Do two on each side. Three on each side. Oh, that's even better.
Gotta get the iPhone. It's the only one that really works. Congratulations. Stay safe. Congratulations. Congratulations. You did a great job. Congrats.
Councilman Borelli,
Yes.
Councilman Bernstein,
Yes.
Councilman Chisholm,
Abstain, please.
Council Vice President Sargent.
Yes.
And Council President Kuhn.
Yes.
Thank you. There are no ordinances for public hearing on final consideration. Ordinances first reading. Are there any comments regarding or summaries regarding ordinance 24-24?
Yes. All right. So let me just get my bearings. I apologize, everyone. I just wanted to read a couple things. I did want to make a couple comments just to read into the record pertaining to some of the township business that we've conducted in the last 2 weeks since the last meeting pertaining to traffic, which we always talk about. So I just wanted to talk about regarding South New Prospect Road. I got a letter from it's a county road. I got a letter from the county engineer. Just wanted to let you guys get everybody updated on it. The township is in receipt of the email dated 5/15, and it is our understanding that the new striping proposed will be a 3-lane section with 1 lane in each direction and a center lane left turn lane on South New Prospect from Wood Lane Road to County Line Road. The center lane turn lane allows for turning vehicles that want to cross opposite traffic in a location clear of the through lane. Sorry. This was signed by our business administrator, Walt, and he approved it for the town. So that will be a 3-lane highway. I just wanted to update you that again is South New Prospect from Wood Lane to County Line Road. Also, there is one other thing pertaining to, we were doing, again, continuing with our traffic study. We have a traffic analysis report for Murfield Road, and it came back, actually, it wasn't horrible. Pace speed was 18 to 28, the speed limit's 25, 85% was 27, which I'll take it all day. 5-day traffic was, total traffic for the week was 2,363 count. There was a little bit of an issue. They were unable to secure a device near the main entranceway off of South Cooksbridge Road to the originally planned. The device that logged this data was secured after the last house prior to the entryway into the Mews. So by installing a gate at this location and removing the gate into Robbins Estates, you would be adding a daily average of 337 vehicles throughout these roadways and intersections. I've attached a copy of the traffic analysis report to this email for your review. The equipment has been removed. It is currently it's on Beam Avenue. So these reports are really important. This is what we do them for, our Traffic Safety Bureau, and then they go to the township and they go to the engineer, and that's where we sit down. So I just wanted to let everybody know, I do get a couple emails pertaining to Robbins Estates, what is going on with that. That is your update from me. And then I'm just going to roll into ordinances. I know that Councilman Bernstein, you wanted to update on county roads as well. So I just want to give everybody on council their spot to kind of give a little bit of opening, because I did ask them to keep it too quick for the officers, because we knew that was going to be long, and I want to make sure everybody has their time to speak.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
So I'll
you.
just go down the
If you don't mind, just give everybody a
Absolutely.
little bit.
Council Vice President Sargent.
Waiving comments for the evening.
Thank you. Councilman Borelli.
Thank you, Clerk Moss. Along with the governing body regarding the brave and dedicated men and women who keep our community safe and secure, I'm glad to be introducing Resolution 239-24, supporting Senate Bill SCR 106, sponsored by State Senators Carmen Amato and Jim Holzapfel, and Assembly Bill ACR 136, sponsored by Assemblyman Brian Rumpf, Greg Meyer, Paul Kenitra, and Greg McGuckin. And these bills, both ACR 136 and SCR 106, they are identical. Going to read from the resolution 239-24. These bills would support a proposed constitutional amendment to the voters of the state of New Jersey, seeking to provide a tax exemption for the primary residence owned and occupied by their surviving spouse of a law enforcement officer, a firefighter or first aid, ambulance or rescue squad member who dies in the line of duty. This exemption would also include the surviving spouse of both paid and volunteer firefighters and first aid, ambulance, or rescue squad members. The requirement of this proposal will be that the property in question must have been the primary residence of the first responder at the time of the responder's death, and the surviving spouse would qualify for the exemption and continue to receive it for as long as the spouse owns and occupies the home as a primary residence and does not remarry. And concluding, the bill would also further require the state to reimburse. The state would have to reimburse any taxing district the amount of property taxes that would otherwise have been collected on the property receiving the exemption established under both bills. And in closing, I know we don't have a meeting until after the 4th of July holiday. Just want to wish everybody, all Jackson residents, a fun and safe 4th of July holiday, and enjoy our town's many parks and recreational areas this summer. Take care and have a good evening.
Thank you. Councilman Bernstein.
Okay, thank you, Clerk Moss. A couple things to follow up with what the council president mentioned. We had the opportunity yesterday of hosting the two county engineers, Engineer John Ernst and Mark Jenke here, to discuss some of the county road infrastructure that they are looking at. 2 points that we did stress and that they are actively looking at is the intersection of South Boston Road and Bennett's Mill. In addition, they are also looking at the East Veterans Corridor. Obviously, that corridor includes many different outside agency approvals. The one, and I received a couple of emails from residents in that area. One area that they are actively looking at is intersection of Bowman and East Vets about installing a traffic safety light. They are also talking about by Grawtown, by that intersection. And over the next couple months, they're going to be continuing to do their studies out there, and then they will update the administration and the council, and we will hopefully disseminate that information to you. Additionally, I just wanted to really just to thank really just to wish congratulations to all of our graduates from all of our schools. I had the opportunity in joining by both Liberty and Memorial. It was great to see the kids graduating, and I wish them all lots of luck as they go on to their next endeavors.
Thank you. Councilman Chisholm.
There we go. So you may have heard that our beloved lawmakers in Trenton have decided that we want to follow California, Vermont, and Washington, D.C. If that scares you just for the list of those 3 states, it should, because they want to do an outright ban of all gas-powered lawnmowers and leaf blowers, sale and use. Let that sink in. Everybody that has a lawn or anything else, or you rake, you blow, your machines will no longer be allowed in this state. This is absolutely ignorant on every single level. It will do nothing for the environment. It will place a significant burden on all small businesses, and as a result, by default, all residents and taxpayers. What is going to happen? You're going to have to buy a brand new machine. If you don't do it yourself, then you have to hire somebody else. And what are they going to do? Obviously, that's more time for them, which means more expense for you. If it's just time on your weekends, that's time away from your family. What is that worth to you? Even if this was a smart idea, what are you going to do with the batteries? The batteries then have to be recycled. They also have to be charged. How do you charge them? If you're out on the side, I don't know if you've ever worked with a lawn company before, but where do they charge their stuff? Well, they don't. They fuel it up. If you can't fuel it up on site, you have to have enough batteries or something to charge them with, which means generally a very loud, gas-powered vehicle that you plug it into, which means the truck will be running while you're mowing the lawn, or you have to have a generator, also loud and gas-powered. This is absolutely ignorant on every single level. But what do I expect from King Philip? Call your legislators, call them now, tell them this is not something that is practical or viable in the state of New Jersey. When these things happen and we have technology that keeps up, the taxpayers, the residents, Americans are smart enough to go along with it when it actually makes sense for them in any single level. It's not there yet. So please stay in your lane. Guys, get out there, stop this insanity. Have a great Independence Day. And remember that it's Independence Day. We're supposed to be independent. We are not under the thumb of the tyrant. Thank you.
Mr. Chisholm, how would that affect, for instance, the chainsaw business, like for cutting trees and stuff like that?
Well, obviously, that's going to be time consuming,
Right.
takes longer, more power, more money, more labor. Therefore, it's going to pass on the expense to everybody else, just like everybody else. Doesn't matter whether it's your own personal lawn or anybody else. I mean, you know, we live in Jackson. There are trees. I'm sure you've all blown leaves off your lawn. If you have a blower, here we go.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Sorry, we continue with ordinances first reading. Council President Kuhn, are there any comments regarding ordinance 24-24?
Yes, thank you so much. This ordinance is to repeal the current, just so that I just want to make sure everybody explains the CCO. So there's a CO, certificate of occupancy, and there's a continued certificate of occupancy. So this is to repeal the continued certificate of occupancy. So when you go to sell your home, the only state law that you'll have to, which you should abide by, is getting a fire and smoke certificate, which after years and years, I think that, administration, council, and actually all four fire districts have come together and they've decided to take on doing the fire and smoke, which in my opinion, I think is a good fit. They are the fire department, so we are working that out, but by the time hopefully this goes through, we'll have all those kinks figured out and we'll bring it to you. But again, this is if you're going to sell your home, you will no longer have to go to the building department and fill out an application to have a inspector come out and inspect your home and then give you a list of stuff that you will need to repair. You will just have to go to the fire department. Hopefully it'll be online and have them come in and have them do, and that's a state law. So that has to be, that has to stay. And then if you have well water, that is going to be between a buyer and a seller, and if they have any representatives to do as you should yourself. That is not anything that the township should be micromanaging. Thank you.
Thank you. Ordinance 24-24, entitled, An Ordinance of the Township of Jackson, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, repealing Chapter 233 of the Township Code of the Township of Jackson, in its entirety. I need a motion to approve ordinance 24-24 on first reading and to authorize the notice of approval and public hearing to be held on July 9th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Borelli,
Yes.
Councilman Bernstein,
Yes.
Councilman Chisholm,
Yes.
Council Vice President Sargent.
Yes.
And Council President Kuhn.
Yes.
Thank you. Bills and claims, I need a motion to approve or hold.
Motion?
Second.
Councilman Borelli,
Yes. Clerk Moss, I will get that for you right now. It's EY01 that I have to abstain on, also NJM06, NJS04, and RUT20. Yes to the rest on there. Thank you.
thank you. Councilman Bernstein,
Yes.
Councilman Chisholm,
Abstain on RUT 20. Yes to the rest.
thank you. Council Vice President Sargent
Yes.
and Council President Kuhn.
Abstain on RCS 02. Yes to the rest.
Thank you. Council President, just to confirm, we are tabling Resolution R 240-24, entitled Resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Jackson, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, appointing members to the Jackson Township Zoning Board of Adjustment pursuant to Chapter 244-8 of the Township Code of the Township of Jackson.
That's correct.
Thank you. I need a motion to approve the listed resolutions under consent agenda.
Motion?
Second.
Councilman Borelli,
Yes.
Councilman Bernstein,
Yes.
Councilman Chisholm,
Abstain on 243-24. Yes to the rest.
thank you. Council Vice President Sargent
Yes.
and Council President Kuhn.
I would just like to bring attention to Resolution R 232-24. That's a grant that Recreation got for pickleball. So I just want you all to know that we got $70,000 to put pickleball somewhere. I don't know where it's going to go. Administration will let you know, but in the best spot ever. And I am going to advertise that anywhere possible that I can, because I know that our residents are very, very excited about pickleball. So our Recreation heard your requests and has answered the call of duty and has brought you $70,000 of pickleball money. Yay! And then also, I just wanted to go into the resolution that we amended. I don't know if anybody heard it, but we did do it amended at the beginning to add resolution 244-24, which administration, I have to give credit to Recreation, DPW, and Mr. Wall. So Mr. Wall has been absolutely very, very heavily involved in getting us our parks and recreations and getting us allocating a lot of money to help build them up. You can see up on the screen is Johnson Park It's the proposed. We're going to be voting on it today. Well, it's on the resolution to go. So that is what it's going to look like, right, Mr. Wall? Can you?
Yes, Council President, if through the Council President, Mr. Powell can come up if you.
I didn't know if he was, okay, I
He
didn't
is.
see you. I didn't know if you were still here. Come on
Yeah.
up.
Jackson Council and Mayor Arena are looking to enhance the playgrounds throughout the community, throughout the municipality. At 100 square miles, it's quite a big endeavor. But at the same time, is to not just add playgrounds, but do them correctly and do them with the most advanced playground designs possible. So Greg is going to touch on that. He's with Ben Schaefer and Associates. Ben Schaefer, it may be a person, but it's a big company. So say hello to Ben if you ever see Ben Schaefer.
Yeah.
But if you can speak to the design here and what kind of advanced planning you have here, because some of these items are cutting edge, even in New Jersey with your company, and also the surface and how it enhances the children of all abilities and challenged abilities to be able to have a fantastic recreation in their town. If you could share that with us, Greg. Thank you.
My name is Greg Powell. I'm with Ben Schaefer Recreation. Saw you guys out here a couple weeks ago. So in working with Mr. Wall and Sean over in Public Works, we came up with a couple ideas for enhancements over at Johnson. So what we did is we had a couple different things in mind, and we didn't want to go fully adaptive, but we didn't want to leave anyone out. So we wanted to make a pretty inclusive design while offering some challenging aspects, some new age things on the playground. So just for example, this box here, it's about 15,000 square feet. So Christian, can we go back to the other slide? Yeah, so this will give you a better view. So in the playground here, we've got an ages 2 to 5 unit, which is a ramp structure. So this is conducive to wheelchairs and whatnot, easy access to get up and through the playground, the different features here. There's different interactive panels and such along the way. There's different musical pieces as well. We have a ages 5 to 12 structure here with this little piece called an Evolution Arch Climber. Really cool. You come up to a deck and then you actually climb out off of the deck, and it gives you the feeling of hanging out over nothing as you make your way up to the top deck. And we've got a few slides coming off of there. One of the things that I really, my kids really enjoy is we've got a 100-foot zip line right here. We've got a few of these in the state of New Jersey, not any in the local area here, so you'd be one of the first. The closest one I have is down in the Absecon School District. There's a disc hover that hangs off this line here. Kids will go about 100 feet, about a foot or 2 feet off the ground from the start to the finish. I've got a revolved net climber here, a spherical net climber, goes up to about 12.5 feet. And then we have 2 bays of swings here. And the reason I did 2 different bays is I figured we would have swings over here for the younger ones. These are all tot seats, baby seats, with an ADA seat and a mommy and me seat. And then this bay of swings here has traditional belt seats, and I also have 2 ADA seats here as well. And this piece right here is called Movement Inclusive. It's similar to, if any members were at the League of Municipalities last year, you would have seen this in our booth, but it's an electronic game, almost like memory type, where the different panels light up. You have to hit them to move on to the next stage. The cool thing about this is it's not battery powered, or is battery powered, but it's kid powered. So you've got to wind it up to generate the electricity to make the thing go. So no batteries to replace or anything like that. And then we've also got 2 other features here. I've got a Volta inclusive spinner. You can fit about 8 kids on here. There's 3 different seating positions, so different ways to access the spinner. And then lastly, little seating area, and then the surfacing here. This is a poured rubber surface. I know a lot of the playgrounds we have here in town are the loose wood fiber playgrounds. Nothing wrong with wood mulch, still meets all ADA compliances. The good thing about the poured rubber is you have one flat surface. It's not going to shift. It's not going to move around. There's no, from a maintenance point of view, there's no raking. There's no moving mass back in to keep it level. What you see on the top here is a 3/4 inch wearing course, and then underneath we have anywhere from like a 6-inch to a 3.5-inch sub base, and that helps with all the fall height requirements. So for example, swings here, you have to have cover 8 foot of fall heights. On the sphere here, we go up to about 10 feet of fall height and such throughout. But it allows for easy access to the playground, easy access to different features in there. And Sean and I, in our discussions, we've kind of planned out how we're going to access it from the parking lot. We'll have to build like a sidewalk, maybe with some switchbacks to get up to the area, but it will be fully inclusive, fully accessible.
Greg, can you talk about sun coverage, canopy coverage? A lot of playgrounds don't have that protection for children, what we've integrated here.
Sure. So we have a seating area here. We've got a fabric shade cover. But then throughout the playground here, we have some fixed metal roofs, but then I also have some fabric roofs over top the ages 2 to 5 unit and over top the movement inclusive. So these are just fabric panels. And as we discussed before, they're recommended. They come down in the fall, but they provide sunshade for like the little ones who wouldn't know so much not to touch things right away. Obviously, if it's 100 degrees out, it's hot, equipment's going to heat up, but this is going to heat up at a lesser pace than some of the other features that are out in the open. But more and more playgrounds that we do these days and more requirements that we're seeing coming up through like preschools and things like that, shades are becoming required on a lot of playgrounds. I don't think it's necessarily reached full total requirements, but I know some of the grants that we're going after these days do require it. So we did work it in.
Thank you. And color inputs?
Excuse me?
Color schemes, color inputs, or just do that for the folks that didn't hear the last
Sure.
commentary. And just
Yep.
saying, any color inputs from the council, please share them. There's no pride in
I've got
authorship in
lots of
getting
color.
the right balance of colors for the park.
I actually think that one looks really
It
good.
does look good.
Like,
If you could speak to what you offer and what the thought process might
Sure.
be behind that.
So having done this for a number of years, I've kind of become in favor of lots of kind of like bold and kind of out there colors. And when I was working with my art department on this rendering, I said, hey guys, just have fun with it. Whatever's kind of like making you happy today. I always try to work in some purples and whatnot. I think it's cool, but they came up with some real interesting designs for the surfacing. Now for the surfacing, we have, I think, about 8 standard colors. We could do a light gray, we can do a sky blue, we can do a lime, and then here's a gray and a blue again. And we can do it in different patterns. Now, when I worked with the art department on this one, they came up with this idea on their own. Not necessarily something I would choose, but because of the nature of the surface, we can pour 3,000 square feet at a time in one day. So this is 15,000 square feet. So it's going to take us 5 days to pour the top coat. It's going to take us 5 days to pour the base coat. So I always suggest every 3,000 square feet or so, we cut it off and we do like a creative line, then we do a contrasting color, and then we do another seam line, then another color. So these are all things that we can work at as we get along in the design process.
Thank you.
thank you. Can I just ask one question? We got all the questions out last time, but I'm just so curious. What's the weight limit on the zip line?
The
Because
weight
I
limit
want to
the
go
zip
on
line.
it. Me and her were talking. I'm like, is there anything even like the where you said there could be 8 kids on there?
That would be this guy right here.
Yeah. Is there any kind of is there any limitations
Nope.
pertaining to that?
No kind of weight limits on this, and this is a rotomold plastic that we do with
Okay.
21 UV baked in, so it's
Okay.
going to take a lot to take it down. As far as weight limit on the zip line, I'll have to get back to you about that, but I think I remember getting this question a couple years ago. I want to say around like 280-ish,
I'm in.
something like that.
I'm good.
So
I'll get back to you.
It's okay.
is that a typical spinner or is that a new design? I can't really.
No, it's a typical spinner, and I believe we have one of these over at the Justice Complex as well. It's just kind of our main spinner that we use in a lot of the playgrounds.
We had one at the Justice Complex. We had to remove it.
You had to remove it?
Yeah.
The one that we put in? What
Yeah.
happened?
It was faulty and the insurance company wouldn't cover it.
Oh, we can X that out. We can find something else for you if you'd like.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying we should look at it. I mean, review and see other things that we can possibly put in there
Sure.
if we can't put that in.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
If I could just ask, I'm not sure if this is a question for Terrence, Mr. Wall. Where exactly in Johnson Park are we putting this? Is this going in the same place it currently has on the way out?
We want to make sure it's outside any of the confines of the prior paperwork for the landfill that wasn't closed.
Right, that's why I'm asking,
many years ago. And it'll be appropriately situated, but outside that, any of that demarcation.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time, and it was a great presentation. And I vote, I'm on, yeah, I vote yes to everything.
Thank you.
Yes.
We move on to public comments on any topic. I need a motion to open public portion of the meeting for all comments.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
At this time, if any member of the public has any comments to make, please address the council at the microphone and state your name and address clearly for the record. You will have 5 minutes and may only speak once.
Good evening, everyone. Donnie Edelman, 206 Willow Point Drive, Jackson, New Jersey. This thing looks pretty cool. You had the right idea. I was about to ask the same question about the weight limit on the zip line, so I get it. Couple quick things. This would be the perfect opportunity to sneak in the funding for the second gate at the dog park and to clear up the flooding. In regards to everything else, I do have some questions that were brought to me by other people in the town that for one reason or another don't feel able to come. With everything we've read in the newspaper and online, and we know that Rosenauer Elementary is going to be closed up, the teachers were laid off and everything like that, the school is going to end up being sold. You're short a whole bunch of money, and I'd like to know, with the reassessment process that went on over the past year, 2 years, whatever it's been, has all that been completed and the new taxes gone out?
I'll let our business administrator answer that. I don't.
It's nearly complete. The notification of assessment will be, I believe, in the first quarter of 2020.
Okay, and will that include the 20% that the state has allowed you to raise the property taxes to make up for the shortfall? And will that just be for the school taxes, or that be for the entire property tax bill that's going to go up 20%?
Revaluation is revenue neutral.
What was that?
Revaluation is revenue neutral.
Okay, well, I don't understand what that means.
It's not designed to fill holes and plug gaps and things of that nature.
I understand that, but the state specifically went through and said Jackson, Toms River, and a few other towns were specifically authorized to raise the property taxes above the 2% cap to 20%.
The school district, that's not the municipality.
So it would just be for the schools, essentially? Awesome. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
Hello. Hi. My name is Carlos Martins. I'm a Jackson resident, live in Jackson. A few potpourri kind of things. And to start off with, I apologize. This is kind of my first time. I really have never been involved in town politics and things like that. So if I'm out of line, just let me know. Okay. On the park, right? And this just came to my mind. Is there an age and height limit of who can use the park?
I believe it's 2 to 5, and if I'm not mistaken, it's 5 to 12. I don't know if Mr. Powell's still here, but there'll be signage on those sections to
Right.
clearly delineate it for parents or folks who are visiting.
Okay, that's good, that's good. Would hope the wait.
Yeah, I guess I'm out.
You're still out. Sorry about that. Specific hours of operation, or is it kind of like open all the time, 24 hours or whatever?
It'll be the general park hours, dawn to dusk, I would
Okay.
imagine, but I would need to
Okay.
clarify that with Public Works to see if we have any specific hours.
Okay.
But when the park is open, it's open.
Okay, thanks, yeah. I asked that question just the consideration of vandalism and safety and stuff like that. Once it's closed, I'm sure you guys got that covered, but. just came
Unfortunately,
to my
vandals
mind.
have their own hours.
Sorry?
Right. Vandals have their own hours.
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
challenge.
It's just that it, probably requires some security as far as police vigilance or something like that. Okay. And the other thing, I wasn't planning on talking about it, but I think it was Mr. Borelli brought it up about I have to sell all my gas-powered equipment to get battery operated.
No.
right? I think. it
No,
was
no,
you.
was him.
that's.
Oh, sorry.
That was Mr. Chisholm.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Again, I'm new.
It,
I
just
don't know who's who.
just so you know, because you've never been here before we
Yes.
get into the battery operated stuff.
Yes.
You have 3 minutes left to speak, so I'm not sure what you want to go, but
Okay.
we only allow 5 minutes. So
Okay, thank you. I
just
appre-
wanted to give you.
Thank you, thank you.
You're
So I'm going to go
welcome.
quickly. Okay.
Okay.
Because it's kind of minor, but I totally agree. 2 years ago, I bought a lawnmower battery. I thought, oh, this is great. I don't have to put gas. And in Jackson, you got your lawns that go up and down. It wasn't powerful enough to go up a light little hill. It's crazy. Whatever I can do, I'm going to get involved in whatever. Okay.
We appreciate that.
What I really wanted to talk about, if the town can consider. So in this board, and I think others, many times it's kind of required that the resident come up and give their name and their full, street address and number. I would just consider that this is for security purposes, right? This is recorded. It is on the internet. A lot of crazy people on the internet. So just for the safety perspective, maybe something to think about. Maybe redact that part of it once you save it out on the internet. I know that when I was looking at this and I looked at I watched old YouTube videos, that came to my mind was a little concerning that I had to give my physical full home address, which not a business address, it's my home address.
Sir,
it was a little bit-
that's actually a state requirement. That's from the legislature.
Okay.
For purposes of the public meetings.
Public meetings, right? Okay. Maybe consider redacting that part of it when you go and save it into YouTube. Or maybe even I turn off the mic and I give you my address. Because I have no problem giving it to everybody here. It's the fact that it's out there. You know what they say, right? You put it out on the internet, it's there forever, and there are a lot of crazy people out there. So anyway, something to consider. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, Town Council. Ryan Archer, 486 Frank Applegate Road. I just want to first extend my gratitude to Councilman President June and Councilman Bernstein for attending my son's graduation. I greatly appreciate that. I think it's important that the kids see officials from the town at those kind of ceremonies. So thank you again.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask a question. I want to know, to your best of your knowledge, has there ever been an elected official in Jackson Township that's instituted a defamation character case against a public media company or a newspaper for a false article that was published that you know of?
I would have to go to our council.
Sir, in the time that I've been doing this, not that I can remember,
Okay,
but
thank
that
you.
doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
Understood. Thank you. The next thing I have. In 2023, the state revised a section of a statute, section 4081-8. Talks about the mayor's powers and duties. It was revised last year. It said the mayor shall preside at all meetings of the municipal council. Have we been in compliance with that change, that state regulation?
Can you give me the statute again, sir?
4081-8. It was instituted in 2023.
Sir, I'd have to review the statute. It appears to be under the Faulkner Act, so there are different forms of government under the Faulkner Act. I'm not positive if that statute is
It's
applicable
under
to Jackson Township.
It's under New Jersey Revised Statutes, Title 40, Municipalities and Counties.
Understood. And then in that statute, there's a township management plan, there's a mayor council plan, there's various
Okay.
forms of government. I don't know the statute numbers off the top of my head. so
Understood.
I'd
And
have
I'm
to
throwing
do
it
some
at you, so
research on that.
I'll
That's
give you
okay.
time to answer that. Let me know.
I just wanted to let you know I couldn't give a direct answer to your
Understood.
question at this time.
Town Code 26-13 calls out for an ethics board. Do we have that in place right now, an ethics board? Is there an ethics officer in this town? Because I can't find it on the webpage.
I'm going to ask our business administrator if you could answer
An
that.
ethics board, I'm not aware of one.
I'm not, as counsel, I am not.
It's written in our state law and our town laws. I don't know when it's been, 2613, does that mean it's been in since 2013 or no? Okay. So
It's
you-
pop quiz. I'm not aware of an ethics board, if that's the
Okay, I can show you the document. I mean, if you
But-
want to see it.
but
it's-
But to your earlier question, I represent the mayor here. I'm at every meeting.
Okay, 2613.
Okay.
It says the mayor shall appoint 3 members of the public to the Ethics Information Committee.
Yeah, I'm aware that has been brought up before, and I do have, if you want to send me an email of that, I actually do have an answer for you. We do have it from our attorney. our attorney that we have now is not normally here at every meeting. Our regular attorney, unfortunately, is in the hospital. So,
Okay.
but he
Prayers
could.
are with him, yes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I've been asked that before, and we do have a response to that, but it is in my email, so I don't want to misspeak.
And I'd just like to
I'm
know
not
when
an attorney.
when that law was created, to know if there was
I
a.
believe it's not applicable to our form of government, but I'm not 100% on
Okay.
that.
It's just
so-
written in our bylaws. That's all I'm bringing to your attention. I would think it would be easily accessible. All right, the last thing I have, I just want to read an article, and this is on a lighter note. It's an article written by Purdue Global. It's regarding what is cultural diversity. And what it talks about here, culture is that which shapes us. It shapes our identity and influences our behavior. Culture is in our way of being. More specifically, it refers to the standard language, beliefs, values, norms, behaviors, and material objects that are passed down from one generation to the next. I'm just skipping over some of this stuff here, and I apologize for that. So why is cultural diversity a good thing? Culture is the lens with which we evaluate everything around us. We evaluate what is proper and improper, normal or abnormal. Through our culture, if we are immersed in a culture that is unlike our own, we may experience culture shock and become disoriented when we come into contact with a fundamentally different culture. People naturally use their own culture as a standard to judge other cultures. However, passing judgment can reach a level where people begin to discriminate against others whose way of being are different than their own. Essentially, we tend to fear that which we do not understand. Cultural diversity is important because our country, workplaces, and schools increasingly consist of various cultural, racial, and ethnic groups. We can learn from one another, but first we must have a level of understanding about each other in order to facilitate collaboration and cooperation. Learning about other cultures helps us understand different perspectives within the world which we live and helps dispel negative stereotypes and personal biases about different groups. And it said, how can we support cultural diversity? Increase your level of understanding about
Sir,
the culture. My time's up. I
yeah.
apologize.
But we do have a multicultural committee.
No, I just wanted to read that out
okay.
to you. That's
Okay.
all.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you
and
for your
actually,
time.
Of
And I
course,
look
our
forward to
attorney
speaking.
just is going to answer your question, and then she's just going to answer you, and
Understood.
then we'll go.
Yes.
Sure. Just regarding the ethics board that you referenced, that's an advisory board only, and it was never filled because of new state ethics laws that have been put in place. So that board remains unfilled, and there are new state ethics laws that would supersede any sort of ethics board here.
So when was that law written into the bylaws?
Sir, I don't know. I'd have to
Okay,
review the
I'll
code.
get an
I'm
answer in the
sorry.
future. Thank you for your time.
Thank you,
Have
sir.
a good night.
Have a good night.
Raise this up a little bit. Jim Salakia, 6 Harfield Drive. First of all, the traffic studies that you've been reading the last 2 meetings, great. Are they published anywhere publicly
No.
for?
If you email me, I was advised that I can give you a copy of the analysis that I received, but it is not published. It is within our department.
Okay, I think they're great because
I do too.
they clearly show a difference of opinion between what the township is finding and what applicants that are coming before the planning board and the zoning board are coming up with. And Mr. Bernstein, I spoke at the meeting, at the planning board meeting.
And
I
we'll
just don't get it.
continue. When I get them, I will continue to read them into.
Can I
the
make a
record.
recommendation of a street? I would love
You-
to see you do Harfield Drive.
So the way it goes is if I get an email, I forward it to our business administrator and I ask him to contact the department head and give a report. And then once I get the report back from the Traffic Safety Bureau, I will call you personally and go over the report with you.
That's great. And the
But
reason
that's the
I
only way you can get a report. Here, it's not going to happen.
Okay. And I bring up Harfield for a couple of reasons. I've been there for a long time. We used to have, it's one of 3 exits out of our development.
Yes,
It's become
I'm aware.
ridiculous. And what bothered me mostly the other day was a school bus came flying down the street and he was not doing 25. By the time he came off of Neal Street coming down towards New Prospect, by the time he got to my home, which is towards closer to New Prospect, there was no way he was doing 25. Why does that bother me? There are 2 small children that live across the street. One was out playing with a basketball and it fell out of his hands and it starts rolling into the street. There's cars parked and the kids don't look. They're not. And even if they did look, they wouldn't see things like that because there's cars parked in the street.
I agree.
So that's why I asked for Hartfield, but I do. I think it's great. The other thing, I know I was here earlier this year and I talked about having dual entrances in multi-developments. I see the planning board is kind of going that route. The zoning board, not quite as much. I see this board hasn't taken anything on about it. So just again, I'll bring that up. I'd love to see it. The other one, and it's a question I have, and it's probably gonna be an attorney question. Question is, how does Jackson Township decide when to build a public road that that it will only be used for a private entity? It's not for a residential development, okay? It's just for a private entity. How does the township go about creating a private road? How is it designed? And I know you can't hear this.
So you said a private road and a public road separately,
So we have there is an application, okay, before one of the boards right now for four private schools off of one of our main roads. It's been going back and forth as to whether the entrance is a private road or a public road. At this last meeting, they came back and said it's a public road because it makes our application cleaner. So my question is, how does this town accept the fact that they're coming before us and say it's a public road when the public is not going to use the road other than the individuals that are going to be attending these schools? It's not a through street. It's basically, it's a one road into the four schools.
So there's something called RSIS, which are state standards governing roadways, and any application before a board is going to have to meet the RSIS standards. So that is at a state level. The township cannot create private roads.
It's not a private road. I'm saying public road. They are saying it's a public road on private property. So the whole piece of land right now is privately owned.
Mm-hmm.
What their intention is, from what I gather, is they're going to give the town a strip so that they can build a public road so that they don't have to worry about it, because it would create variances, which they don't want to do in this application. They want to keep it as clean, because once it's clean, it has to be approved automatically. So my question is, who is responsible for determining the public road system in this township?
And just to be clear, Council President, if I may, this is, you have a generic question that you're speaking to, because
Yeah.
that's an active application in front of the planning board.
And it hasn't
for
been
which I'm a
approved.
Class 2 member. So is this a generic question? I just wanted
Yes,
to
it's a
clarify before the.
for anything. I mean, I understand.
It's a very nuanced question.
Yeah,
Well, the time, I just want to say your time is up, so I'm going to allow her to answer that, and then we're going to have.
And I was going exactly where Mr. Wall was. It sounds very specific to a specific application that is still pending, and I don't think it's appropriate to comment on such a specific situation, especially when I haven't seen the application, when I can't really give you a straight answer as to exactly what's going on that application, and I don't think it would be appropriate given it's still pending.
And I guess I don't want it.
Your time,
I know my
we
time's
have
up,
to,
but
because it's
I
now
don't-
way over.
I don't want it specifically to this application. It's a general question as to how.
But you
public
said
roads-
application multiple times.
I know,
So
because
therefore,
I
you're
was-
specific
because
to an
you
application.
guys were all looking
You
at me
said
like-
application multiple times. She answered your question, and I think it was answered. Thank you.
Seeing no one come forward, make a motion to close public session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to close?
All in favor?
Aye. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Good job, good job. Good job, good job. 5:36.